Welcome, boys and girls. We're going to take a tour of the garden, and as you remember from when we started it in maybe March or April, it was all weeds, and you guys helped and cleared it all. And I've been coming in over this summer and keeping it up and planting, and you're going to get to see what's happened. Okay, so let's go.
Let's go.
These were the radish beds that you guys planted, and as you can see, we tried to keep the weeds down with cardboard.
Did
And
that work, Marjorie?
That works somewhat. Wherever there's cardboard, you can see there are no weeds, but anytime you see a space between the cardboard, the weeds would get through.
Oh.
And I didn't pull them because I want the kids to see how that worked out.
So we did a pretty good job here, but we're gonna try something different maybe.
I think we will, for sure, try something different. Or maybe just get cardboard to fill it very solid, very solid. So this was the other bed that had radishes, but the kids wanted to use organic matter. However, the organic matter had a lot of weed seeds in it, so that's why it's covered with weeds.
So this whole bed has got a lot of weeds in it now?
Yes, it's totally weeds.
Oh,
But
so
it's kind of attractive.
it's pretty, but it's weeds. So
it
the
is
children
weeds.
didn't want to use the cardboard on this bed.
Now we were trying different things to see what would work the best.
Oh, so the one with the cardboard seems to have worked a lot better in terms of
Definitely.
preventing weeds.
And
we
I had
have
to bring in
radishes here.
some wood and bricks to keep it down because occasionally a storm would come along and all the cardboard would be blown away.
Oh, okay.
So
we're definitely going to want to try something different here. I wonder what the kids
Sure.
will think of for this bed.
we'll find out. I have no idea what we're going to do. I'll show you what I did at the other end, which worked very well.
Okay.
So next we're
What do we have
coming
over
to
here?
the chamomile, which the kids might remember. And I don't think it likes the heat, so it's
Ah.
not doing as well as it once did back when it was cool.
Okay.
And these are the grape tomato plants. There's actually one cherry tomato plant on the end, and these are grape. They look
Yeah.
like little like pears.
Different shape. Let's take a
Yes.
look at this shape.
You can see they grow in big clusters.
Yeah, look how pretty they are.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And the cherry tomatoes are much rounder.
Yes.
Okay.
And
wow.
as you can see, I've had to stake a lot because they keep getting tall.
Is that what you call these long sticks here? Stakes?
Yes. These were left over, so we reused them from, I'm not sure what project, Mrs. Friedman had them in the shed.
Beautiful.
So that's what we used to keep them. And I tie them, I bought this, I don't know what you would call this, just like a
Some twine.
twine or
Yeah. It looks like
yeah,
the tomatoes
a
are
twist,
hanging
like
on to that.
twisties.
Right. And they're growing up tall. Isn't that
Right.
beautiful? These kids are good gardeners.
Definitely. They cleared all this, Mrs. Israel, and made it possible for me to plant. Otherwise, we couldn't have done it.
Wow. I know they worked really hard on this garden.
And the kids also transplanted all the mint, which was outside of the garden, and we brought it over here. So this is peppermint and spearmint. And you can see their butterflies.
Yeah, you can see
coming.
how much the butterflies love this plant. They're little moth type butterflies actually. They're
Probably.
moths. They're beautiful.
And I have not cut it back. I cut it back once.
We're gonna have a
Moving
lot
along.
of tea.
We also put down some sunflower seeds along the fence, and they're starting to get big.
Oh.
And hopefully by the time you guys get back, you'll see some beautiful flowers.
We've also got some beautiful flowers in here.
This is called sedum, and it's a relative of these weeds that are behind Mrs. Israel, which you'll see in a minute. And these were just wildflower seeds that we put down, and this is what came out of it, which is really, really nice.
Just throwing seeds down on the
Just
bed.
literally threw them down. We didn't plant each individual seed.
I guess that's what a wildflower is. They
Yes.
just love to grow. Look at this.
And they're all different colors, and some of them haven't bloomed yet. We're not sure what that will look like,
It's really beautiful.
but it's very pretty. You want to keep walking down this way?
Let's do it.
Okay. So next we have the chives that the kids transplanted,
Uh-huh.
and they helped make this look very nice. And probably next spring there'll be lots of purple flowers, because they have nice purple flowers. And another sunflower, which is getting nice and big. Can't wait to see it. It's going to be so much fun. And there's a couple more.
The kids are going to be so excited when they come and see this
Absolutely.
garden.
Transformation.
Yeah.
It's really a transformation.
Yes.
And you want to keep walking?
Yep.
So down here, I planted a zucchini plant. This was just one tiny little plant. Now, unfortunately, it got mildew, which caused the plant to, the leaves to get gray. So it hasn't done real well, but we did get some fruit, and I don't see any right now.
I see a zucchini flower.
Actually, there's a little one
or two.
coming
Look
in.
at these little, these are
Yeah.
zucchini flowers, and that means
Yes.
that a zucchini is going to grow.
I still think we'll get one. Here's one right there. It's a small one, but it's going to be a zucchini.
There it is.
Yes, eventually.
Beautiful. You're going to get those zucchinis. There's a big cucumber by that fence right
Where
there.
is that, Mrs. Israel? I don't
Right
see it.
there. Let's see this guy.
Oh, show me. Oh my gosh, that's gigantic. We should pick that.
Look at how beautiful that
That is huge.
There's another one in the back.
Oh
Look,
my
look,
gosh,
there's
they were
several
hiding. I
back
didn't even
there.
see them.
Salad.
Definitely. We plan to have salad days.
Boys and girls, do you see these?
Wow.
Beautiful.
They're huge. They're actually not supposed to get that big, but they were hiding.
There's another one back here.
And this was nice because they could grow on the fence, but I think next year we might do something a little different.
Okay.
Anything outside of the fence, if you can see the top is broken off, that's from the deer.
Oh,
They
they're
come along
hungry.
the fence and eat whatever they can get.
Of course. They are hungry. So we've done some feeding of the neighborhood deer too.
Absolutely. And right here, if you want to look here, is where I put plastic.
Oh, this is a different method.
Right, this was the method that was the most successful at keeping the weeds down. In fact, there's very few places where you will see any weeds.
I'm going to tell you something, Maritari. Mrs.
Yes.
H is stealing tomatoes.
Mrs. H, stop that.
I know, but they're so delicious.
She's
They're
taking all the
beautiful, and
tomatoes, boys and girls.
She's leaving a lot for you, and if they don't get eaten today, I think they're going to get bad. But she's leaving all the ones
Oh,
that
there'll
are
be
not
tomatoes.
Mrs. Israel, what's the proper motzi for a tomato?
ready. You know, these tomatoes are growing from the ground. Let's take a peek. They're growing from the ground. So we need to make the bracha of Adama on them because they're growing up from the ground and they're not on a tree.
So Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Pri HaAdama.
Amen.
Delicious.
Yum.
Okay, we can move over here. This I did with some of the children. We put in beets, carrots, and broccoli. The carrots got crispy, so I don't know that we're going to get anything from it.
The
But
leaves
the
themselves
beets
got
have done-
crispy?
The carrots are in the center.
Uh-huh.
And they got crispy, meaning that I think the heat and the humidity bothered them. They're more of a cool weather plant.
Oh,
So next year we would plant them much earlier.
okay.
I think I planted them late June.
Okay.
Okay, and then here I put in some more radishes, which I'm not quite sure how they're doing. Probably not as well as the ones that the kids planted.
The kids already harvested their radishes,
Yes.
I know that.
Now the beets did really well. These are beets,
Yes.
and I got some beets out of
guys,
here.
your beets are
If you
in
look
here.
closely here, you can see
Oh, look at this coming up.
you can see the beet, which is really ready to be picked.
Can we pick it?
Sure,
Mrs.
you
H
can pick
is,
it, Mrs. H.
Mrs. H is picking
Just
everything.
pull?
And what I did was just pull it.
No way!
Isn't that the cutest thing?
I love it.
And
I'm
you-
having a salad tonight for
And you
dinner.
can eat the leaves. I happened to see a show on PBS, and they were actually cooking the beet leaves.
Wow.
And making
We have a
a
couple
vegetable
problems in
dish.
this garden. A couple rabbits, some deer on the outside, and Mrs. H on the
Very
inside.
true.
That's what's happening here.
Okay, one of the coolest things that I think are these plants here, which are melons, and I don't know if you remember, they were here when the kids were here, and they were just small little
Just a
round
couple of
plants,
plants.
about this big, and you can actually see melons now.
There's
Look how
one right
beautiful
here.
this
Yes.
plant is.
Show. That's
amazing.
supposedly going to be a cantaloupe.
Oh,
Mrs.
there's
H,
another one.
That one's not quite ready for you to steal.
I know they're
No,
not
you
ready
can't
yet.
take that yet. And so you can see they need a lot of room,
Yes, they're taking over. That's beautiful though.
but hopefully we'll get some nice cantaloupes. the part that we left for flowers. This was that Mrs. Friedman had planted these as bulbs, and she never got to see them because the deer always ate them. But because Mrs. Hanloff got the fence put up, we now can enjoy them, and I have sent her many pictures
Oh, good.
to
Maybe
show
she'll
her how
come and
beautiful
visit.
they are.
How beautiful. Yeah, they are.
And here I added some plants, but a lot of this was here before from Mrs. Friedman's garden.
Beautiful bee pollinating these flowers. Oh,
Yes,
he went away.
lots of bees.
He went away. I bet that's a fun job to be a bee and go
Oh, they've enjoyed
snuggle
it. I've
into
seen
those
bees here every
flowers
day.
and move from one flower to the
Oh,
other.
Mrs. H, you're dropping tomatoes right and left. What are you doing?
Those are overripe tomatoes.
These are special plants for the principal that I planted. That she likes to come and get tomatoes from.
These are
Maura,
beautiful.
Terry, this
These-
is an amazing project. Thank you
I
so
knew you
much,
would
and
like
I'm gonna make a salad for dinner.
Good. Also, before we
A
go,
beet and tomato salad. One more thing.
we planted these from seeds. They're zinnias, and
Oh, children, look at what you
they
did
are
here.
absolutely beautiful.
Do you know that even the bud before it opens is just beautiful? Look at this, boys and girls. Look how beautiful that is.
So pretty. They're all different colors.
They are magnificent. This was a wonderful tour, and thank you for working so hard in the summer. And it looks like your work is really paying off. Boys and girls, your hard work is paying off too. I can't wait
Absolutely.
to see you. Come back and visit our garden. And if we don't see you in the summertime, the garden will be waiting for you when school begins.